the pyramids, we rise again. We met on docks when the world was asleep. Three lost souls in the digital deep. Cody spinning stories like a desert wind. East 10 outpost where the human tale begins. Aaron chasing ghosts through the jungle rain. Megalithic mystery running through his veins. Me and the multiverse, mic in my hand, calling down the legends across the land. From the Nile to Machu Picchu, ankles golden flame, ancient Ingu whispers, Yucatan calls on now. We are the bad crew, breaking ancient news. Different blood, different years, same truth. Brothers forged in fire, bonded by the stone. Wherever the lost seas call, we're never
Welcome, everybody. Today is Sunday, July 26th, and we are here for another exciting episode of Breaking Ancient News. We've got some amazing topics today, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Cody over at East 10 Outpost. Cody, what's been going on with you this wonderful weekend?
What's happening? I've honestly had a pretty lazy weekend. I did manage to put out a short, though. I don't know. That's something. So I'm doing all right. How about you guys? How you holding up?
Excellent. Happy to hear it. I'm doing well myself. Just got back from a little trip up into the mountains. And of course, we've got Dave over from Dave's Multiverse. I got it right this time, Dave.
Yeah.
Good to see you again, my brother. How are you?
Good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I hope you guys are good. Hope everyone in the chat who's watching is good. Let us know where you're watching from. Yeah, I was just live for Mars Disclosure Live with a whole panel and Dr. John Brandenburg talking about nuclear isotopes on Mars and shit. So I'm all wired on coffee. So let's go. Breaking ancient news.
Love it. We're gonna, you were going from the future with
Nova Scotia
UFOs,
mug.
and now we're switching back to the past with Breaking Ancient News. Love
Actually,
to
this
hear it.
happened a long time ago.
Wonderful.
Future's ancient. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's take a look at these topics today. We've got a bunch of great stuff that has been going on. First of all, friend of the show, Cassie Coppersmith.
Hey,
Coppersmith,
Yes.
sorry, Cassie. Personal friend, actually. We met over in Sedona at Quest for Ancient Civilizations. Friend of the show, Cassie Coppersmith was on Joe Rogan, as well as another content creator and explorer that we know and love, Timothy Alberino. They were blowing Joe's mind with some amazing things. We're going to get into those topics as well today.
2 in 1 week.
2 in 1 week. It was pretty great. It was pretty great. They were talking about
Killer
LiDAR
lineup.
scans and giants and all sorts
Those
of
are
fun
Joe's
stuff.
best episodes. Stuff like that.
They really are. They really are. Uncharted X is popping out a new video. Megalithomania's got some sacred sites in England tour that we want to talk about, just because it's a really cool looking tour, and most people don't go to England to go look at sacred ancient sites. They go there for other reasons.
should.
But hey, if you're going to go to England, might as well look at that. We've got some new discoveries both in the Maya world and in Egypt that we need to talk about that are breaking the narrative and changing things up. And of course, stuff keeps getting older as well, because we've got a new discovery in Wales, Wogan Cavern, with a 120,000-year-old human evidence that we'll get into as well. But yeah, lots of fun topics today, people. It's been
Some
an
good stuff.
active and
Don't
exciting
forget,
week.
Jeffrey Epstein
Oh, yeah.
tried to get in touch with Zachariah Sitchin. We'll be talking about that.
That's right.
What?
The
Right before he died.
Epstein and Zachariah Sitchin connection. That is a juicy one. We're going to talk all about that as well.
Dun.
But let's just jump right in here to our two friends of the show, and I say that with all parts of my heart. Friend of the show, Cassie was on Joe Rogan, and Cassie Coppersmith over from Secrets in Stone has been blowing up the internet, blowing up the podcast scene with some of the research that she's been doing over in Cambodia and over in Thailand, as well as India and like all these other places. She's just been on a world tour and on a landstorm and a war. Yeah, just having so much fun. I want to play a couple of clips here from the show, some of the things that she blew Joe Rogan's mind about here. Oh, let me go back to share the screen. Share this one. There we go.
Yeah, she's been blowing up. She's been on Matt Bell as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right before
It
this.
seems to
And
me
Dave's
so much
Multiverse
more likely.
and
Yes.
Breaking Ancient News as well.
That's
just
right.
saying.
She's
Just
been on
saying.
she's going on the whole tour. Cassie's a great gal.
That the timeline is incorrect. Then
This one
the
is a weird
historians
one.
are right, and everyone else is just a conspiracy theorist weirdo. The more you look at it, the more questions I have. Like that Kailasa temple in India.
Yeah.
We've gone over that a few times, but Jamie pointed out something that they brought in was it like an army to try to destroy it? And they barely put a dent in
Doesn't
the
make
damn
any
thing.
sense.
And they stayed for a long time. They tried to smash it up, and they couldn't do shit to it.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, well, how did they make this? What did they? And I saw a really wild YouTube video the other day where this guy was proposing that they used lasers, and that it was all laser carved, and that they had some sort of like super sophisticated laser setup back then. That's why you're not finding all the stone. That
Yeah.
was,
Well,
I was like, what? Wait a minute.
So what do you guys think about that? So, I mean, surprisingly, the Kailasa Temple was actually featured on our last week's episode of the Ancient Satellite Map Game. And hey, I forgot to mention it, but for all of our listeners watching and all of our people watching, we're going to be playing this Ancient Satellite Map Game again today. But we're going to be doing it with you guys, the audience. I'm going to be putting up a map, and the first person to shout out that location in the chat is going to win themselves, boom, one of these these hats. So make sure you guys.
I'm actually wearing mine right now, I think.
It's a good looking hat.
It's a good looking hat. Dave's rocking it all the time. But yeah, so we had Kailasa Temple on the Ancient Satellite Map Game last week. What do you guys think about this place, and what do you think about what they were talking about?
It's top 3 for me. It's top 3 enigmatic ancient sites here, the Giza Plateau, and I honestly don't think there's a comparable third to those two different sites. This one,
sucks. You got to get to Soxy I'm on. I'll throw that out there.
I put it at its very right under that tier.
Yeah.
This is like way more difficult than Sacsayhuaman, I think.
There is some wild stuff going on over in the East. And
Call me crazy.
well, it's so precise and so wild. And like temples like this. What is the one Joe's showing right here? Is that Kailasa?
Yeah, this one's Kailasa.
Okay. What the fuck? They carved that from a mountain going straight down.
Sacsayhuaman
So
would be tough.
you had to have the vision ahead of time perfectly and not mess up a damn thing. That's wild. What kind of
It's like
kind of
3D
under-
printing, laser or something.
yeah. Well, it's so outlandish. Outlandish things start to become reasonable. When you think about carving straight down through the side of a mountain and having all of it planned out proportionally, weight distribution wise, I know there's water mechanics in that temple as well. Just all sorts of acoustic designs and considerations. Wild shit. You had to have
on every inch of the temple on the inside too.
Yeah, and all of that had to be done and planned methodically and meticulously ahead of time, and then executed to perfection.
Absolutely, it's incredible.
It's outlandish.
And you said something earlier that I want to touch on because we're going to go back to Cassie real quick. The East is low key like underrated. Everybody goes to Egypt. A lot of people go to Peru. A lot of people go to Mexico. A lot of people go to Stonehenge. But
East is very overrated.
Yeah, check out this other site. This other thing that she talks about with Rogan on. It's over in where is this? India. Is this India? No, this is Bahubali statue. Yeah, Bahubali statue in India. So let's take a listen.
Oh,
to
I
this.
saw this. Yeah,
The
this
thing's
wild.
crazy.
Statues in Egypt, but it's still standing. It's in India. It's on top of a mountain. It's made of granite. That's a person
It's stupid.
at the bottom of it.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Made of granite. That's wild.
It's made of white granite. There's, the jury's out on whether it was moved there, built somewhere else and moved there, or whether this was built at the top of the hill from living stone. But in my mind, this thing is clearly machined. It's absolutely perfect. Those ears are 5.5 feet long.
It's wild.
Whoa. Look at the lips and the fingernails
Yo.
and everything.
Whoa.
Look how crazy. the
Why
precision is.
It's
is
perfect.
the jury out
Look at the
on
head.
that? Like, wouldn't you
These are all
think
photos I took while I
something
was-
this monumental would have tedious documentation attached to it? And it doesn't.
You'd think.
It's wild.
Or at least like some evidence of quarrying or tools, or because you think, okay, most likely they had, if you attribute it to the civilization that was living in India, they probably had iron. They have lots of meteorite iron over
Right.
there. They didn't really have steel. But the amount of iron tools that you would have to go through, the amount of sheer materials that you would have to use to carve or cut something like this is obscene, because the iron will degrade at a much faster
Oh,
rate
yeah.
than the granite will. So even if you have supreme cutting tools and chisels and all that stuff, it's a monumental process. It's going to use a lot of materials, and you're to find evidence of said materials, which I guess they haven't found.
And something of that size, no imperfections, no mess ups, no cracks, no missed chisels. It's staggering to think about. I mean, genuinely, the East
Yeah.
is totally underrated. It is an incredible place. And I definitely, Dave's partner Megan does some incredible work out there too. And it's one of those places high on my list to get out to, because it's incredible out there.
Absolutely.
Well, that one just is. Yeah, there's comparable ones in Egypt, but that's just stupid. Like I feel like it's obviously machined.
Oh yeah,
That's
it looks like it.
I like Rambo's comment here. Cassie Coppersmith. We think that's a real person. Sounds like a Tavistock created character. It does sound like she's a comic book character. I'll give you that. But she did marry
She's
into
kind
the
of like
name.
a comic book character, though.
She's
She's
very into it.
badass. Yeah.
She is badass. Well, yeah, check out that episode of Cassie, friend of the show, on Joe Rogan. Cassie, we need to have you back here on Breaking Ancient News. But check her out, because she's got some fantastic stuff that she puts out. She's very thought-provoking and goes down these rabbit holes that not a lot of other people are covering. So check out Secrets in Stone over on YouTube, over on X, and all the places. But, Joe Rogan, as we mentioned earlier, he's been kind of just knocking it out of the park a little bit, having all of our favorite types of people on there. The weirdos, the freaks, the geeks, the outcasts, the one with the crazy ideas, the flat earthers, and the ice wallers. We love all those people. We love the UFO people and the giant people. And he happened to have one of the best guys on there, creator and explorer Timothy Alberino, got into talking about some crazy stuff. But Cody, you're going to give us a rundown about what that was about. What did he talk about?
Okay.
I haven't seen the episode yet.
First of all, though, I need to draw a big ice wall in the sand here, Aaron. Giant people aren't necessarily lumped in with flat earth people. Okay.
Yo, listen,
You
Cody,
said it all in the same breath.
Yeah,
And I'm
come on, Aaron.
I want to separate myself and the flat earth people. As a giant person, I consider myself a reasonable man. But woo, flat earth, now you've gone an inch too far, sir.
Dude, here's the thing though, Cody. if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have told you I'm 99% certain the Earth is not flat. I would have said that a year ago. I would have said 99% certain the Earth is not flat. Now I'm only like 85% certain, dude. There's been some shit that has been driving me crazy, and we can get into it in a different episode. But I'm no longer.
We're gonna have
99%
to.
certain.
We're gonna have to. Okay, but so
85%.
Tim,
That the Earth is
no,
not.
we're gonna circle back to this at the end of the episode because now I'm curious how
All right.
we've landed to 85. So
All right.
Tim on Joe Rogan though. Okay.
Let's hear it.
He talked about one of my favorite things. I love giants. And I mean, Aaron, you should have a little more respect. All right. Put some love on your ancestors. I've got,
I am a giant, 193 centimeters.
That's So you know what? I have your Mima's skull back here, a nice redhead Nephilim back there. Giants in Kandahar in the Middle East. Okay, this has fascinated me for years. The story's been around for quite a while. I don't know who covered it initially that I heard about. Maybe Wartime Stories. They did a great episode on it.
They did.
And, yeah, and that might have been where I heard about it first. But Tim has done great coverage on it over the years. And go ahead and pull up on Joe Rogan. He kind of dives right into it right off the bat and starts talking about some of that. So go ahead.
Boom.
Be careful with this topic.
What?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think that the topic of giants is intermeshed with the occult. That's my personal theory, because nothing else makes sense. Who cares if there's 8-foot tall guys, right? Big deal.
Right. Well, there's 8-foot tall humans, right? We were just talking about that young kid that's a basketball player that's 7'9", right? Yeah. So there's actual giants that are in public.
Right.
That like play for the NBA. And
Right.
They're out there. You could meet them.
But when I say giants, I'm talking about 9 to 12 feet tall. That's 8 to 12 feet tall I would classify an 8-foot tall person as a giant as well, as long as they don't have gigantism.
Right.
Okay.
That's a
Go ahead
completely
and
different
pause
thing.
this real
Right.
quick.
Gigantism is a disability.
So Tim touches on something that I love, and that's I've been a fan of Tim's for a long time because Tim kind of dives into really a wide scope of things, from modern politics to the occult to ancient history, and the way that all of those things are really connected in a lot of ways. And that's kind of my draw and my shtick in all of this, and how I ended up discussing ancient history in the first place. So I've always loved that Tim's willing to talk about it. And for him to get the platform on Joe Rogan to talk about it, I was like, that was great. Because as it happens, I have a video about this topic myself. And I put it out like, I think over a year ago. It's one of my older ones. And I dive into the legend of the Kandahar Giants, into Hillary Clinton pulling a Freedom of Information request, allegedly, about Nephilim, and about Gilgamesh's tomb being found. There's 2 different videos of his tomb being opened that show 2 different Gilgameshes. Which one's real? Is either real? I don't know. I've got the footage of both in my video. Check it out. You decide. Go ahead, and if you can play that, just the intro of my video, let's get a little sampling in there.
I'm coming around to giants. I'm going to be honest.
I'm all in on giants. We can talk about this. If you
I
want
wasn't
for a
all
minute.
in, but I'm not all in, but I'm coming around. All right, ready? Let's go.
90s, my entire life, there has been
Nice beard.
conflict in the Near and Middle East that America has been heavily involved in. But why? Well, officially, we've always been told it's for democracy, but unofficially, we know it's probably just for the oil. But what if I told you there's something far more valuable than any black gold buried under those sands, and that it's exactly what's keeping our American politicians so heavily invested in the region? Well, that's exactly what we're going to take a look at today in Gilgamesh, Nephilim, and the government cover-up. The Epic of
All right.
Gilgamesh is a
So-
literary masterpiece, widely considered
Go
to be
ahead
the
and you
first
can
iteration
pause
of
it.
the hero's journey.
In this video, I kind of dive into a lot of what Tim was talking about on that Rogan episode. So I was very happy for him to bring it up and be able to pitch an old video of mine back out and hopefully get a little wind, a little love, because it's a fascinating story. And if we can indulge for a couple minutes, the whole giant narrative, it's got roots that date back about 8,000 years and continues in a direct continuation from Mesopotamian mythology into modern biblical mythology that survives to this very day. You can go to any church and pick up the Bible and find references still to these very same creatures that we were writing about 8,000 years ago. And that's wild. That's incredible that something would have such a large footprint, pun intended, on our society and our zeitgeist. And I think the only way that could happen is if there was a real cultural memory of these creatures. And we are an old species. We know by the day how much older of a species we actually are. You know, we can easily say now, easily 1,000,000 years comfortably. So in that time, if we only have writing dating back to 8,000 years, and there were supposedly giants walking around still with humans 8,000 years ago, what could have been happening in that time dating back to 1,000,000 years when flora and fauna, we know of all kinds, centipedes were fucking 20 feet long, snakes were 100 feet long with titanoboas, like, dude, everything was huge during periods of more oxygenation on our planet. Why would there not have been giant humanoids, right? Is it ridiculous? Is it strange? I think it's very scientific, actually. What do you guys think?
Well,
We know
I'm
there's
coming
lots of-
around to
Right,
it.
Dave.
No, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just coming around to it. I talked to this dude, Jim Vieira, the other day, author of this book. Episode coming out soon, Footprints of the Gods, Extra Digits, The Mark of the Giants. But this dude's been on like a bunch of shows and stuff, like Ancient Aliens and whatnot. He's written a few different books. And between him and Greg Little, and you know, the mound builders believing in giants and giant evidence that's been covered up.
They were
by
giants,
Smithsonian.
probably.
And giants being part of like all ancient traditions. In his book, he connects 6 digits to like giant, like extra giant blood or whatever.
Yeah.
Which made you like special, like royalty.
Aaron, can you hold up your hands real quick, bud? Can I get a count on this?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aaron? Are you a giant guy?
Look, I think there's too much documentation that goes on to ignore it. So even like
Right.
you have like the Lovelock Cave, and even like you think about the Bible, the story of Goliath. You know, people have been talking about giants for ages, and it comes up in almost every culture.
Literally.
It comes up in almost every single freaking continent, and yeah, it seems like to me that there was or is some sort of active push to not have that information out there, and that's what I don't like.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
and that's kind of I
Yeah, hate
appreciate Tim mentioning this topic because as it relates to the modern day, what is the cover up? And as it relates specifically to the Kandahar giant, that was allegedly a big cover up that our boys
Well,
had to
it's well
participate.
documented too. Well documented.
And multiple whistleblowers, allegedly, have stepped forward and discussed it from different points of view that intercepted this giant at different points in the process, and really only were made aware of it from other whistleblowers coming, forward and hearing the full story. So I don't know. I think the blood, the occult side of it, like Tim was alluding to, there are people who value that and who then don't want you to know that they value it. So
Okay, hold
it's
up. Back up
it's
a sec. What
interesting.
was Tim alluding to about blood?
The Nephilim blood and how it relates to the occult. Why?
Just
Why you gotta?
No, I
you-
just hadn't seen the episode.
No, well,
I missed
he's
something.
talking about
Yeah.
the occult, and specifically, that's about what he's talking about is the bloodlines,
Yeah.
right? Because if you believe the narrative of the Bible to be true to any degree, those Nephilim are fallen angel, offspring. So that's semi-divine blood. What the hell do you do with that? Who knows? But they seem to value it for some reason, and Tim dives into a lot of that. So good on Tim. Great episode. Everybody should watch it, and you should also watch my episode on Nephilim, Gilgamesh, and the cover-up that's happened over in the Middle East.
Absolutely. Good over on Timothy Alberino over on YouTube, and East 10 Outpost over on YouTube as well. I would tell you, excuse me, almost died there, guys. I would tell you to hit up Timothy Alberino on X, but he doesn't get back to people on X.
He gets back to me.
He didn't get back to me. But all right, let's have him on the show. We'll see if we can. Here's the invitation. Let's get you on the show, Tim Alberino. If you're not too much of a big shot for us now, having been on Rogan, come on the show and discuss some breaking ancient news with us. But
wear your best Crocodile Dundee hat, and I'll wear mine, and we will look fucking awesome on the Breaking Ancient News together.
and I'll break out my leather hat for you guys too.
Oh,
This one's handmade from leather.
Dave,
for
where
real.
you at, sir?
This is how I
He's got his
roll.
megalithic mystery hat.
I do have a hat back here.
Megalithic sombrero.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, well, let's chop it up here, move on to the next topic, because Dave's got a couple of things he needs to talk about. Dave's got a big story here about the world's most famous pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. I shouldn't say pedophile.
Yeah, you
He was
shouldn't.
never proven in court to be a pedophile.
Human trafficker. He
Human
was
trafficker.
charged with that.
I bet
He's
all
dead. He
weird-
can't sue you for libel. Fuck you. You can say we can say whatever we want.
all
Fuck you,
his
Jeffrey
creepy sex
Epstein.
stuff aside, I bet Jeffrey Epstein was cool as shit to hang out with. Let's like cards on the table. That's what he was. He was like the connections guy, like he's the guy that gets into everybody, knows everybody. I bet he had some fun
Is
time.
Palm Beach Pete Jeffrey Epstein, guys?
Quite possibly, but let's let Dave tell us about Palm Beach Pete.
Tell
and what
us
he's
in
up
the
to these
chat
days.
if Palm Beach Pete is Jeffrey Epstein. Now back to the news.
So I had an interview with Mr. Jason Abadi. Here's his YouTube channel right here, or here's my video with him right here. He's a filmmaker and researcher. He did a YouTube series called The Anunnaki Connection. In this clip, he talks about how Jeffrey Epstein tried to meet up with Zachariah Sitchin months before he died, before Sitchin died. Here we go.
Then I just went on the Epstein website and I was like, has anybody even bothered to check to see if there's any connection here? And I just typed in Sitchin in the search box, and only two results that pop up are those two emails of him trying to set up a meeting with JE in May of 2010. Now Sitchin died in October of that same year, so I've just started the research process to go down this hole for this video. The thing that draws me the most to it is particularly Christian Gnosticism, is the fact that a lot of it was hidden, and there was such a concerted effort to stamp it out, because it's one of the things I said in one of the earlier videos I did on it, you don't burn libraries and kill people over ideas that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he did a bunch of research and pointed out that Jeffrey Epstein was collecting these ancient petroglyphs from the American Southwest and from other places. And
collecting them how? Like literally taking the stone?
like however these rich people go about like procuring stuff through their channels.
So I looked into it. Well, I had Grok do it. But according to analysis of the files, including stuff by researcher Jason Colavito referencing specific documents, Epstein sought to arrange a meeting with Zachariah Sitchin in 2010. Yeah, in 2010, the year he died. And I always go to like these guys, these people want to live forever. That's why they're willing to ask any question, and they're willing to go as ancient as possible. And I think that's what that was about. That's what that guy was trying to do. He was trying to live forever.
What you got, Aaron?
It's just fascinating. Epstein was involved in reaching out to many, many different types of academics and researchers. I don't know if you guys remember Eric Weinstein.
Yep.
Talking about it on the Rogan Experience, about him trying to reach out to him and all these alternative stuff. It seems like the more that we're finding these little breadcrumb clues, right? Just like with the Kandahar Giant stuff and how there was like the U.S. military involvement and the Hillary Clinton involvement in the Tomb of Gilgamesh. And I think that, as I recall, I don't remember off the top of my head, we need a producer, by the way, that can pull stuff up for us. If any of you guys want to be a producer for us, let us know. But because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe Jeffrey Epstein was involved in the Afghanistan stuff as well, or at least corresponding about it. So there's like some weird arm of this organizational involvement in some of these occult things. And it's not new to the U.S. government. I mean, you look at what was Hitler doing, chasing after all these things as well. So there's definitely
in the same area, mind you.
Same area and the same things. There's something tangible to it. There's something real about this occult stuff, even if it is just in the pursuit of gathering all the information possible. There's momentum and there's energy that's in that is different and that they are trying to get at specifically.
Okay.
Well, he was interested in all that stuff. He was interested in the quote fringe science and the cosmology and the ancient history and all that stuff.
Here's my thing. I used to be so unwoo and laughed at every remotely woo thing. If you collected crystals on your windowsill, you were the butt of my jokes. Okay, like I was every type of woo thing I thought was hilarious. And when I started digging into things, I realized that every powerful person in all of history not only believes in magic, but practices magic, has killed over the pursuit of something magical, and has collected and hoarded to the best of their ability as many magical items and texts as they can, quote unquote. Okay, so, and then at the same time, these same people will tell you that all of this stuff is silly and fairy tales. And Hitler was literally like mowing down entire nations to collect holy relics. He wasn't trying to conquer just the physical plane. He was trying to conquer multiple planes. And that's the secret. They all are. And he was just more open about it than others. Or I guess more of his dirty laundry got aired because he didn't win. But the reality is Jeffrey Epstein was aware that some wild stuff was happening in Mesopotamia back in that time. Hillary Clinton, the Podestas, all those people have spent a lot of money and a lot of time being heavily interested in the Middle East, and I don't think it is just for the oil. And I don't think Hitler was there for the oil. In fact, he was open about why he was there. And I don't think every regime that's tried to conquer the Middle East before that, before there were things using oil, was there for the oil. There is some shit happening over there, and buried in those sands that is a type of technology
A weapon.
still sought after, a weapon, a technology that is still sought after by the powerful still today. There's a reason Hammurabi's Code of Laws. Did you guys have a teacher in school that made you like repeat Hammurabi Code of Laws? Like,
No, but I learned about it in college.
oh God, dude. So yeah, that's like a core memory for me. We had to repeat Hammurabi Code of Laws because that was on the fucking exit exam. So she wanted to make sure we remembered that. But the first law system in all of humanity that we know of, Hammurabi's Code of Laws, the second law on there is about magic. They took it fucking seriously, okay? Like it was a part of their everyday life. So I don't know. There's a reason all the elite people are spending a lot of money, killing a lot of people, and investing a lot of resources to dig into magic. That's all I'm saying.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Well, yeah, check out check out Dave's Multiverse for all these fascinating topics like that. This guy covers absolutely everything from Mars to ancient civilizations, Jeffrey Epstein, you name it, artificial intelligence, spaceships. If you guys want to learn about some cool stuff, look at Dave's Multiverse over on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And usually if a guest is on Dave's show, like a couple weeks later, they'll be on Rogan.
That's true.
It happens.
So-
I wouldn't say usually, but I would say sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's happening a lot.
There's the pattern.
He's
repeats
farming
itself. It
Dave's
goes
show.
Dave's Multiverse, Matt Bell, and then either Danny Jones and then Rogan, or just straight to Rogan.
Yeah, if you
Seems
want to
to be
catch
the
them while they're
pattern.
fresh, subscribe to Dave's Multiverse because that's
Thank you,
the
guys.
first stop on the tour, and then they head into Rogan from there. So
Basically, if you get on Rogan without being on Dave's Multiverse, you're not even a real Rogan guest at this
you're
point.
not
So,
even made.
Well, we do got some good ones coming up. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm really looking forward to what we got lined up here for the next couple of weeks. So
Killing
coming out
it,
every
brother.
Friday, sometimes on Tuesday if we can get them out.
Wonderful. Well, Dave, I'm going to keep it over to you, man, because another one of our favorite creators over there on YouTube, Uncharted X, has got a new video over in Egypt. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, why don't I tell you about it? So I'm going to pull this post here that kind of says it all about the video. Let's read this bad boy here. If the Egyptian site of Mendes was located in any other country, so much more attention would be given to it. Egypt really is the most mysterious and magical place on earth. There's an unimaginable amount still buried beneath the sand. Yeah, I don't know who this Johnny Batson guy is, but I agree with this take because this place is pretty crazy. And the view that the episode did very well. It got a whole bunch of views because it's one of those sites you don't see a whole lot of.
Yeah, I really haven't.
Let me show you them walking in there because it's pretty cool. Let me find that. Share this one instead. Yeah. It's a pretty amazing site.
Yeah.
This is known as the 16th Gnome.
The 16th known, the capital, right?
Yeah,
Mendes, huh? This is the
Mendes. And
Mendes.
in the ancient time, it was called also Anit.
So
This one looks amazing.
This does, huh? Yeah.
And it's a rare type of granite too.
Oh, that is super nice.
super nice.
And even with the pleating here, you can like the polishing.
So this is an hour and some change video. I'm going to switch to this tab and open it up here. But I would say that what's cool about this is they're showing a rarely seen ancient Egyptian site that's now getting new attention, which
cool.
like I like because, we always see the same old shit over and over again, especially when it comes to Egypt. So I just wanted to shout out Ben Van Kerkwick of Uncharted X, who gained special access to Mendes, also known as Tel El Ruba in Egypt's Nile Delta. The site was once considered a major capital, home to massive granite shrine and thousands of years of history, yet it sits far from the usual tourist trail. So let's just check out when they walk up to this Mendez thing here.
Originally got me interested in the site. I saw it and then sent it to my people here, and Mo and Yusuf, and they had to try and figure out how we could get out here, and they definitely said no a bunch of times, but whatever worked their magic and eventually became a permission. So, well, we got permission to come out here, not with a big group, just a few of us, but this thing's cool. Wow.
That's weird, eh?
It's so weird they don't just let people out there. Who the fuck cares?
It looks a lot like a bigger version of the box at Elephantine Island, that has that pyramidian almost shape on the top.
I feel like it would be a place to like set a statue or something in the middle.
I thought
Probably
it was
was
a
some
good
sort
statue
of
or
art.
an
I'm sure that's what it
obelisk.
was used for.
Yeah, I thought it was a good shot of them walking in
Yeah.
and
Jesus.
seeing the site.
That is cool,
There's other
man.
stuff
that
around
plinth
there
it's
as
on.
well.
Holy crap.
Like
And a hell of a
is that?
statue.
Well, dang. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty amazing site that I hadn't seen before. Aaron, had you seen that before?
No, I don't think I had that. It's quite incredible. And I like that it was just out in the middle of nowhere with nothing else around it.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat. Just a few distant modern buildings. But yeah, it's fascinating. There's so much that we're able to explore and go see that people haven't been to. It's just so neat.
Well, how wild, that's one you can't just go see. He had to obtain special permissions and basically beg for it multiple times to get allowed to. Like, why? It's just what's left of an obelisk or a statue base.
It might be on some dude's property or something.
No,
Maybe.
that is
I don't know,
fascinating.
but Ben gets some of the most amazing special access. I would love to go on one of his tours. That'd
Absolutely.
be a cool one.
Yeah, follow Uncharted X over on YouTube. Ben Van Kerkwick. He's been on Rogan a few times. Great content, really gets down and breaks things down, both in the studio
Mhm.
as well as does on-site exploration. He's one of the best channels out there. But
Mhm.
Egypt is a very mysterious place, and we actually have another discovery over in Egypt that was recently published over here in Archaeology Magazine. Let me pull this up here, and I'm going to share it with you guys because this actually I thought was fascinating. So, 560 Ushabti figurines and rare burial rituals found in ancient Egyptian necropolis at Tel Athar Quesna. I hope I said that. correct.
560.
Yeah. So these are Ushabti, and I just had the definition looked up. Let me pull it up again. I just closed the tab here. An Ushabti is an ancient Egyptian funerary figurine placed in tombs to act as a magical servant for the deceased in the afterlife. So they put these
Okay.
things and they'll sometimes embalm different parts of animals or other things in there and put them into these Ushabti figurines, again, to aid people in the afterlife. So
Hell
this
yeah.
I thought was fascinating. You have these cool Osiris carvings here.
Yeah, that's so cool.
More
I love
figurines.
carved rock shit like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, some pristine pottery, as you can see here, and some other cool things. But those 560 Ushabti figurines,
That's wild.
that is an
Pretty
incredible
dope.
find.
That's a
Yeah.
huge find.
Yeah,
560. I feel like
yeah.
they're missing a couple.
So, I'm just going to read a little bit of here. The excavation was carried out by an Egyptian mission from the Supreme Council of Antiquities at one of the largest private cemeteries in the central Nile Delta. Researchers say that he Researchers say the finds add new details about how people buried their dead and how the region took part in trade with other parts of the ancient world. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And then kicking it over, we want to go to the other side of the world here, over to Mesoamerica, because Cody, I think you had some discoveries that you wanted to tell us, right?
Oh yeah, no. There's been some wild stuff happening down in the Campeche region specifically.
We were
It's
just there.
been yeah.
Or
Well,
near there.
we were a little north of there. We were in the Yucatan, and if you want to pull up the first story, man, it wasn't like 2 months ago that they found a whole city via LiDAR in the Campeche jungle. And now another city has just been mapped. They're calling this one El Yasil. And it's an incredible, it's no small city. If you'll pull up the YouTube link I sent, that kind of goes over the story in a nutshell. We can just play that instead of me babbling about it right now.
It's your video?
Yes, yeah, the short there. Shameless plug for my own video. I summarized this article terrifically.
No, shameless plug away.
Incredible news coming out of Guatemala that you might have missed. For the first time ever, archaeologists have identified a Maya mathematician and astronomer, and they're calling him the white-chested fox.
Wrong one.
Here's everything you need to
This
know.
is the wrong short. We need the other short. Did I send you the wrong link? I might have, like an absolute chump. Okay. But if you go to my channel, it's the one with the LiDAR right there. It's the third one on the screen.
Another lost
Right
city
there.
found.
Boom. Yep. That's the one.
Recover.
Huge breaking news coming out of the Campeche jungle that you might have missed. Archaeologists have just discovered a major Maya city hidden deep in the Balam-Ku biosphere, and they're calling it El Yasil. I've got all the details right here. First spotted with airborne LiDAR, the first detailed ground study, led by Professor Ivan Spryjak with INAH approval, shows this was one of the largest known Maya cities in the central lowlands. At its heart of El Yasil is the Great Acropolis, a 150-meter square platform rising 15 meters high, topped with 4 pyramids, the tallest of which is 27 meters high. Founded around 600 BC to around 200 AD, and peaking in the late Classic, the site includes plazas, terraces, possible defensive hilltop complexes, and nested structures resembling Calakmul's marketplace. A damaged stele even shows a ruler with the headdress of the storm god Yapat. You know,
Okay.
we
you can
filled in
pause
quite
it
a few
there.
dots on the Maya Heartland map.
I was enjoying that.
Thank you. There's been a lot of banging news coming out of there recently. But if you'll notice, the picture that I showed in there, that's a picture of the site of that pile of rocks. The LiDAR, you can see what an incredible expansive site it is and what it looks like under the dirt and under the fallen down rocks. But when you see it, when you're walking around and you're on the surface, this is what it looks like, everybody. A fucking pile of rocks. And I know that's disappointing to some people, but that's what a site looks like after 1,000 years in the jungle of nobody giving a shit about it, remembering that it's there, maintaining it, fighting back tree roots. Spoiler alert, despite what some ex-archaeologists will tell you, tree roots do not preserve sites. They fuck them up. They make them look like this, like a pile of rocks. They are not helping the sites. They are not preserving them. That's false. That's pseudo archaeology is what that is. But this is how sites are found, and this is the exact state in which Aaron and I found a site in the Yucatan jungle, and I'm very proud of it. I was quite surprised that some people were like, "I don't see what you're seeing. This looks like this looks like rocks. And I'm like, yes, it does.
Yeah. They build
There's
things
rocks
out of rocks.
Yeah, there's rocks where there shouldn't be rocks is the point. And this is what they look like after 1,000 years. But LiDAR is such an amazing tool. And Cassie did an amazing job pointing that out in the Joe Rogan episode, because it cuts through all of this and gets past just the pile of rocks that we can see on the surface to see what is preserved still underneath all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually some pretty wonderful stuff. So
Pretty extensive.
yeah, and I as a shameless Maya enthusiast, I'm so pumped that there's been so much juicy news coming out of the Maya lands lately. So I say keep it coming, and I will continue to participate in it as well.
Screwdriver says, Scott, I believe he's talking about Wolter's been saying Maya in Georgia for a decade. You talking about Georgia, USA? Because I've investigated this mystery a little bit before.
Yeah. Shout out here to Edward Schlumpberger, who's been active in our chat, popping off with a ton of questions and a ton of information. I've been reading through it too. So thanks for being active in our chat today, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I think the Maya were definitely active in, well, I wouldn't say that the Maya were active in the US. I would say that Maya influence was active in the US. And I would say
think that Georgia had Mayan sites.
Yeah, and there's Toltec in the Southwest.
In Georgia that are said to be Mayan, but it's hard
Yep.
to say.
I have an entire video with Dr. Gregory Little coming out soon where we discuss that exactly. And I don't think the Mayans were in Georgia. I think that the mound builders were heavily influencing the Maya and vice versa. There's a curious thing that happens. Yeah, well, right around the time Maze shows up. Interesting stuff. So, yeah, that's this story out of the Campeche jungle.
The Maya and the mound builders all originate from the same people. Guys, I've been working on this video that I've been telling you about for weeks now. It's almost done. It's going to be done this.
Yes.
But they all come from the same place. It's all connected. It's all connected.
I think you're probably right, man.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're wrapping down here, getting down to the last couple of topics. But while we've got a bunch of people here paying attention, how many people do we have in the watching here, Dave? Are you able to see that?
16, it says. I don't know how true that is.
16. All right. Well, listen, you 16 people, we're going to switch things up. And because we don't want to do this the last thing before we go to our last topics, we're going to play another episode or another game. We're going to play another game of the Ancient Satellite Map game. This is where I show you a whole bunch of. Let me restart that, guys.
Make an ass out of Cody again.
I'm going to cut this. We can make it to a short. So let me get this right. We're here for another episode of the Ancient Satellite Map game, where we show my two co-hosts here a picture of an ancient place that's a satellite map of an ancient place. Currently, they have to guess which one it is. So also at the end of this, we're going to be doing a contest for our audience members. If anybody, the first person to guess which ancient site the one is, the bonus one is, you guys are going to be sent one of these beautiful hats. So
that is a good looking hat
here. The Ancient Satellite Map game. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Shout out the answer. Go for it.
The Coliseum.
Boom, there we go.
Yeah.
The Coliseum. Number one coming in. The Coliseum. All right, here's number two.
Oh, Jesus.
Nazca.
Nope, not Nazca. Close to Nazca, but not Nazca.
Darren Kuyu.
Nope, down in Chile.
Help us out, chat.
Zoom in there a little bit, Aaron. I'm working off my phone, guys. I'm already blind as it is.
I'm just trying to think.
I know.
I said
the satellite image. So
I said Nazca.
Yeah.
Sarah, he said it was near Chile.
It's not Nazca.
It's Nazca.
It's not Nazca. All right, we're going to come back to that one, see if the chat can help us out. We'll move on here to number three. Here's number three.
Giza.
Not Giza. You actually guessed it last week.
Oh, that's Mexico, the Pyramid of the Sun.
No, not the Pyramid of the Sun, but I'll give it to you. It's the Pyramid of the Moon.
Oh,
over there.
yeah, okay.
Pyramid of the Sun, but that is over at Teotihuacan. Nicely done. Point for Cody.
Yes.
I was going to say that, but I didn't think you'd show us the same one. It's not the same picture, but
no, I guessed it incorrectly.
He guessed it
last time.
incorrectly. Yeah, I didn't show you guys this one. We're going to do new ones every time. Here's number 4.
Oh, that's the one in China.
Not China.
Oh, it isn't?
What did I say?
This one's shout out for Cassie Coppersmith.
Oh,
she's doing a bunch of work on it.
Oh, I don't know many of the Eastern sites, even less than I know all the rest.
How about our chat? Can anybody in our chat help us out here? See what number 4 is.
I'm just brain farting.
Yeah.
It's not.
I got
Angkor.
nothing.
There we go. Angkor Wat.
Oh, Angkor Wat.
Coming in strong with Angkor
No, it wasn't
Wat.
me. It was Evan 777. That was. I knew that's what it was. It just wasn't coming out of my brain.
Yeah, Evan 777 with Angkor Wat. All right, and here's the
My
last
brain
one
was
for
just
today.
not going to do it.
For you two guys, this is the hardest one for today, but I'll give you guys some hints. Here's number 5.
All right. Oh shit.
Is it like the earliest human settlement?
Nope. This is on an island in the Mediterranean. Though this island is known for a different megalithic structure on it called the hypogeum. What are these? Oh, maybe I made this one tough for you guys today.
Tracks?
Yes, they are, but what kind of tracks specifically?
Oh, the cart tracks.
There we go. But where?
Cart tracks of Crete.
Not Crete. Don't look at the chat.
I can't see it. So
There
Malta.
we go. Craig coming in with Malta. That is correct. These are the cart ruts in Malta. Okay. All right. Now we're going on to the final bonus one. Oh, actually, let me go back here real quick. Did anybody shout out this one right here? This is the Atacama Giant.
Oh,
not the Nazca Lines. It's the Atacama
Giant.
Correct.
I would not have guessed that.
Now, moving on to the very last one here. This one's for the audience participation. So everybody in the chat, the first person to type in this location gets the prize here. There we go.
So
and this is all you're getting. This is all the information you need, and I will give you a little bit of a hint. This is an ocean over here on the right side. It's not a lake.
It's an ocean.
I think I know what it is.
Let's see.
Oh, fucking smarty pants, Dave.
Yeah.
Shit.
That one's a good
I have no
one.
idea. I can't even see that shit. I'm going to stick my my face right up in my phone.
Am I right?
Oh, Craig got it. Craig with Nan Madal over.
Aaron, check out the private chat. The private chat. I literally just put Nan
you
Madal
got
in
it
the
as
private
well.
chat.
Nicely done. Craig, I think you've already gotten a hat, but now you're getting a second one. So
you can wear it like Sherlock, one up front, one in the back.
Yeah, or if you can,
Slick.
if you want, you can gift it to somebody else, but it's your call. Just let us know after the show. But great job, guys. That was Nan Madal over in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, over in Micronesia. So great job today, guys.
Good job, Dave.
Real quick, again, we started off number 1 with the Colosseum. Number 2 with the Atacama Giant. Number 3 with Teotihuacan. Number 4 with Angkor Wat. Number 5 with the Malta Cart Ruts.
Craig was on it.
Craig was on it. All right. Well, let's.
I got that Nan Madal though.
You did get the Nan Madal. That was a good one. That one was pretty tough. I tried. I'm going to try to make these.
When you said ocean, it gave it away.
Tough. Yeah. Oh, crew. All right. Craig has not got one, so we'll get one for Craig there. There was a guess for Tulum, but sadly it was not Tulum. But Tulum is really close to the ocean too. It could have been that. All right, let's get on to these last couple of topics here. You know, one thing we teased a little bit earlier was some stuff going over on in England. Let's talk about England for a little bit. Dave, what do you got going on in England?
First, I wanted to shout out the Set in Stone Megalithic Conference, Saturday, August 8th, 2026 at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in Putnam County Veterans Memorial Park. They're doing a whole thing on the stone chambers of the Northeast. Going to have Jim Vieira speaking. My friend Sarah, who I think is in the chat right now, she's the one who organized this. So check it out. I just wanted to say that. That's coming up in very soon, in like 2 weeks. So been trying to promote that. Also, just because we thought it was interesting, the Megalithomania, organized by Megalithomania, Praveen Mohan, JJ Ainsworth, and Hugh Newman are doing a tour right now. So there's going to be lots of content coming from that. I've just got a little quick clip about the tour here, but that's happening right now, sold out July 22nd to the 28th.
Hey Megalithomaniacs, can I just take less than 1 minute of your time to tell you about something very special happening this summer in ancient England? And we're doing it with a very special guest coming all the way over from India. And this is the one and only Praveen Mohan. It takes place from the 22nd to the 28th of July, 2026, and we're going to be going inside Stonehenge on a private access visit. We're going to be seeing the biggest stone circle in the world at Avebury. We're going to be going to the Cerne giant hill figure in Dorset and Knowlton Henge, also in the area. Plus, we're going to be going to the mystical town of Glastonbury, climbing the Tor, visiting the Abbey, the sacred springs there. We're also going to be going up to Oxfordshire to see Wayland Smithy, Longbarrow, and Uffington White Horse Hill figure and Dragon Hill, and a whole lot more. And also, if you're into crop circles, we're going to get a chance to visit those as well. So join me with special guest Praveen Mohan and JJ Ainsworth on the Sacred Sites of England tour in July 2026. You don't want to miss this. This is a one-off. You can check out details at Megalithomania.
So that's happening right now.
That's awesome.
And I thought it would be fun to hang out with Praveen Mohan and JJ and Hugh. Maybe some other time, but there are always tours. Tours are becoming a new thing that you're seeing a lot more of that get sold out. Aaron does tours, just FYI.
Where can people find those at, Aaron?
They've been put on pause for the moment, but megalithic.mystery.com is where you will find those. And I'll announce next time I'm doing a tour, I'm going to announce it out for you guys here as well.
But people should still go to megalithicmystery.com.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Aaron, have you ever been to like the ancient sites in Britain, in that area? In England?
No, sadly, I've been limited here to North and South America just for the fact that I work remote. So when I do travel, I take a long time to go, and I don't really want to be working at like 3 a.m. So I haven't headed over there yet, but there's some fascinating stuff over there.
It's just weird.
England.
It feels weirdly old while you're walking around there.
Yeah.
Would be cool to check out. I haven't either.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Craig, send me a message on X or on Insta. I'm going to get you your hat there, my dude. Yeah. But yeah, England's very fascinating. And, Hugh Newman does some of the best tours. I actually met Hugh Newman down there at Quest for Ancient Civ. Again, friend of the show, Hugh Newman. I got a great picture with Hugh, and he's wearing one of the breaking. He's actually wearing one of those megalithic mystery hats. Me and Hugh Newman there, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can pull up that picture here real quick. Bear with me for just 1 second.
Him and JJ were great. I got to meet them at the first Quest conference and introduce both of them up on stage. They were so nice. We had dinner. They sat right next to us, actually, the first night at dinner. Yeah. Very nice people.
Very nice people. I'll find the hat later there. But, speaking of England and kind of the UK, we got one last story here that I wanted to get to. Actually, no, sorry. Let me finish the plug here. Megalithomania on YouTube. Go on the tour. Go see them. Hang out with Hugh. Hang out with JJ. Hang out with Praveen Mohan, because I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. They're some of the best in the world that do those tours. So go check them out. But also something new that popped up over here in our news was something that was discovered over in Wales. Let me just share this with you here real quick.
What'd they find?
They unearthed something excellent. So in Wales, a place called Wogan Cavern, hippopotamus bones that are 120,000 year old plus.
Interesting.
With also also new human evidence that's 45,000 years old as well was found in this cave. So pretty cool stuff. The Wogan Cavern beneath Pembroke Castle, Wales, has been found to contain bones from a hippopotamus that's 120,000 years old.
Hippos in Wales. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, hippos in Wales, a bunch of aquatic mammals there, both of those things, even though Wales the country. But it's pretty interesting. They also found woolly rhinoceros bones, mammoth bones, evidence of early Homo sapiens, and possible Neanderthal activity. So, I mean, this is woolly rhino's tooth right here that we're looking at. That is.
Are you showing that to me right now? I don't see it.
I can't see it either.
Yeah.
Oh, I am sharing the screen.
Oh, here we
sorry
go.
if you guys didn't see this. Yeah.
Now
So
we
that's
can
the woolly
see it.
rhino's tooth. Here's some of the other images here that you guys can see. There's the Pembroke Castle in Wales where it was underneath, and here's just some of the excavations that are going on in this cave that's underneath this castle where they found all these.
That's wild.
Bones. Yeah. It's just cool stuff. A quick little article over there from
That
the
is really
BBC showing some fun stuff. Humans were over in England 35,000 years ago doing stuff in a cave, and I guess some 120,000-year-old hippopotami were down there as well doing something. Who knows? Or at least their bones made it down there.
It's wild. Well,
Yeah.
like, camels come from North America. Riddle me that, Batman.
Llamas are camels. They're the camelid from the camelid family.
I mean, yeah, but still, what the fuck? How'd they go from North America to Africa? So, I mean, if hippopotamuses can be in Wales, camels can be in North America, the world's crazy, man. All kinds of things are possible.
I just think we haven't dug up like nearly what there is to be dug.
Yeah.
And so we really don't know anything.
Yep. The world was weird.
People need to keep finding shit
older.
like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, everybody, that is all the news we have for you fantastic people that have been joining us. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you guys have any
Get a little
suggestions
outro
on things
music.
that you want covered, send us a message on X, send us a message on Instagram, and
Hold on, it got choppy for a sec.
It did.
You're
last
choppy.
couple
Hold
of
on.
weeks. Oh, I'm
I'm
chopped.
trying to play outro music. Can you go?
Is that a little bit better right there?
Yeah. Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Nice and creamy Aaron voice back.
There we go. Yeah, so if you have a topic that you want covered, just let us know. Send us a message on X, Instagram, or on YouTube. We try to cover things from the last 2 weeks, so if you can help us out and find articles that you think our audience would like, let us know and send it over
Send
to
them
us.
our way.
Yeah, thanks again so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Again, my name's Aaron over at the Megalithic Mystery. You've been joined today by Dave over at Dave's Multiverse and Cody over at East 10 Outpost. Thanks for having us, guys, today.